think they're both giving you a dry hit. I think that pivot shines for the portability, and unless you specifically want the proxy, you might not need to consider it at least until they drop an updated version. I think I mentioned this on my Twitch stream the other day. I've shelved my proxies. I don't know if I'm using them until I have so many devices to test. I have so many things that I'm trying out. I don't know if I need any proxy hits until like a new one comes out. But I still like it. It's still a very cool device, and I'm as soon as they drop the newest version of it, I'm getting it right away. Now, let's talk about the baddest, toughest dude in the gym, the Peak Pro. This is, I gotta say it, it's the best device for concentrate. There's other stuff like it, there's other stuff that can have a similar level of performance. Nothing is as good as the Peak Pro. That can change. That could easily change this year. There's plenty of companies that have new devices on the horizon. That could change tomorrow. But right now, the Peak Pro, hands down the best. It's not 1,000 times better than some of these other options, but it's better. It's the most expensive, yes. We're in PS5 money range. It's $420. It ain't cheap, but it's good. Now, with any of these types of devices, yes, it can break. Yes, the atomizers, you gotta swap them out every now and then. There's a lot of baggage that comes with some of these devices, but it gives you some of the best hits that you can get, especially now that it includes the 3D XL. You get the big old rips. You can do huge globs if you want. The 3D XL will give you a huge hit like a slurper would. Most of these other ones, you're not able to get like a mondo hit, but you can do a pretty big one on the 3D XL. You might need to up the temperature a little bit, work out your settings here and there, but I've done I've done hits bigger than you need to do, right? So it has the capabilities. Now, I will say, if you don't need the biggest hits, if you don't need to have the option to do mondo globs, it's still really good with the battery. Say you tune your settings down for smaller hits, you're gonna get more hits with the settings tuned down than you are on other devices. More than the new Peak, more than the Pivot, and definitely more than the Proxy. So if you're tuning your settings down to match what it would be on like a lesser device or a smaller device for smaller hits, you're just gonna extend the use of your battery. If you're running it cooler and a shorter time. I usually run like 480 to 5 for about a minute. I know some people are going to ask. All the other ones have presets. I use, I don't know, green or red or whatever. It doesn't matter. But usually on my Peak Pro, I'll do like 480 to 5, and I'll go for like 50 to 60 seconds. And sometimes I go a little bit longer or shorter. Sometimes I go a little bit higher or lower. It depends on the concentrate. Almost every time I open a new jar, I got to reconsider the settings. I'm like, is it doing the same job here with a different material? And a lot of the times, no. You got to tune the settings. That's what the profiles are good for. But if you got unlimited funds, you want the best of the best device, the Peak Pro, it's at the top of the list. It has been out for a little while. There could be a competitor, somebody else drops something, there's a new device or something that beats it, but right now it's at the top. It's the best. If I were to make a new tier list today, it would still be #1. So I hope that I broke down each one in a way that could help you understand which one you might want. I think most people, if you're looking for something entry level, the Pivot is a very good option. If you don't care about the portability, you want something that hits a little bit harder, a little bit more often, but you're not trying to spend PS5 money and get the Pro, the new Peak is a pretty good option for around $220. And I hate to say it, but maybe just, if you're looking at a proxy, maybe just hold off, and there could be a new one announced end of this year. Or I could eat my words and like they just never drop another one. I don't know. But I really think they're dropping a new proxy. If not the end of this year, very soon after, I'm expecting one. And if not, what are you doing? Well, give me a new one. Either way, I'll have a link in the description breaking down each of the devices and where you might be able to get one. And come check me out on my Twitch stream. I go live every night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And look, we got new devices to test out. I said there could be a new king of the food chain, top of the e-rig list soon. So if you want to see it first, I will definitely use it on a Twitch stream before it ever appears in a video. Have a good day, my dudes.
So this is day 3 of the KOV challenge. So one of the things that we're supposed to do is ask a question, and one of the questions I'm interested in is, what do you think about my channel? When I started this channel, I started it, well, for me, I'm a type A personality and I needed to relax. I have some disabilities that are related to stress.